Welcome to the Queen We Got You podcast. I am your host, Kerry, and I'm joined today by my beautiful co-host, Monique, Kelly, and Jakey Boy.
Jakey Boy's here. Hi.
How are you, everyone?
Hi. Thanks for being here, Jakey. He's so distractingly cute.
So today we are welcomed and joined by the little Jakey Boy, who is Moni's puppy. He's a cutie.
He can't say hi.
Hello. Yeah, so today we've got a great topic. We're going to talk about all things trekking. So whether you love it, whether you hate it, we're going to just break down the benefits of it and hopefully just help some people out who are still a little bit stuck in how to do it and what to do. So before we get into that, I'm going to ask Monique, how has your week been?
Oh my gosh. I should know this question's coming, and I literally, as you were doing that intro, went, oh
Yes,
shit.
same. I was like, please pick Money first. I actually have not thought about this at all.
Oh my god,
goodness.
I have not thought about this at all. My week's been good. I have nothing to say.
But you know what? Sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Oh no, it's not a bad thing. It has been a really good week overall. I think I have been exhausted this week though. Just getting back into back to school life and two very active kids who are so heavily involved in their sport, and there's just so much driving and so many late nights.
So much mum taxi.
Oh my goodness, last year was bad. This year's even worse.
Okay. So it's stepped up this year.
It stepped up because they're older now. So they're like, some of their activities don't finish till 9:30 at night. And I'm like, how are we doing this? I can't.
This is bedtime.
Yeah, this is past bedtime. And even Mia was a bit like, one of the days she was like, Mum, I don't know how I'm supposed to fit. They tell us to do sport. They tell us to do everything. How am I supposed to fit it into my day? Because she's like, we don't get home till 10 o'clock. Like, there's one night a week we won't get home till after 10.
Yeah.
Oof.
And she's like, and then I have to get up early for school the next day. She's like, when do I fit things in?
Yeah.
So life lessons for them, because, you know, when we get to being an adult, that's what it's all about, is trying to figure out how we're going to fit everything in. But it's just been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been busy. Been so busy. Anyways,
That's
that's that. That's been my week.
You're just super busy.
But it's also too, like, not totally. Like, I do have downtime. Like, I am loving maths.
Yeah.
Maths is fabulous at the moment.
Can I just say that I've been sucked into it?
Haha.
This is the first time I've actually watched it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know the concept of it last
and
year.
Kerry's trying to get me to watch it.
Yeah, it's tragic, but
You
you've
were
got to watch it.
You and
so
Lee.
bad.
I can just see you and Lee would love watching it together, because it's the only time that I feel allowed to be a judgy bitch, because you put yourself on TV. Like, you opened yourself up for this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's almost like it makes you feel normal, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good reality check for yourself.
I don't know if I want to know how stupid people are.
But also too, I honestly believe there's people on there who are playing it up big time.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Because potential fame post, whatever. You know, they're playing up for the cameras.
Yeah.
Some people surely.
I think so, but why would you want to be known for that character in there?
Well, they say
Because
all.
bad.
What do they say? All media is good media.
Yeah. But bad publicity is still publicity. But it's like, I sometimes think, though, people don't realise how it'll be portrayed. Like, they have an idea. Like, it's like sometimes people... And you see this across all forms of life, where people are like, oh, I want to change my... the way people perceive me, and I want to have this new identity and all this. And sometimes people don't realise from the outside looking in how that's actually perceived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got an idea. You think it's going to look one way and it comes across another.
Totally.
And then they have the problem of editing on top of that, because it is a TV show.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's going to be dramatised regardless, right?
Yeah. And I always laugh because people are like, oh, I got a bad edit. It's like, yeah, but you still said it.
Yeah.
You still acted that way. But anyways, that's that. That's
Can
my
I just
week.
ask who's your favourites?
Favourite as in like
To watch? Like, who do you find interesting to watch?
I was going to say, what do you mean by favourite? Because
Yeah.
I feel like this is a
Yeah.
type of TV show where it could be that the trashiest person might be your favourite because they're most entertaining.
Yes.
Correct. So you have the couple that are perfect and beautiful, and that's is like Paul and I don't remember her name, Carolina, something like that. They're
Don't
like
be looking at me.
stunningly
Yeah, they're
beautiful.
beautiful.
They're just a beautiful people. It's like you were on the cover of magazines. You were both like
Yeah,
Your
right.
babies are going to be insane. Like
They're
you're both
Ralph
stunning.
Lauren polo
Stunning.
models, yeah.
In love, happy, all the things. But you can't go past Jackie and Timu Tate. Like,
Who?
that's his new nickname, Timu Tate. So his name is, I don't even remember because I just call him Timu Tate. He carries on a lot
Ryan.
of... Ryan.
Ryan, yes.
Talks a lot
It
about...
doesn't even sound... Okay, yep.
No, but you know Andrew Tate?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a Timu version of Andrew Tate.
Oh my God.
So they are my favourite to watch because they're just
Yeah.
a hot mess, and I 100% surely they're playing up for the cameras. They have to be. You can't be like that.
Surely.
Yeah, but they are delusional.
Surely,
They are
surely.
completely delusional, both of them. Because you don't watch it, Kelly, they both went back to the experts and said, you've got it completely wrong, how they matched those two together.
Okay.
But they are both bonkers. They are both just crazy together. So the experts actually said, no, we've actually got it really right here. Because they are just like two crazy people together.
Out of everybody here, you're the most compatible.
Yeah.
Right.
But they think that, like, she's talking about, and it's actually funny, she's talking about not stopping until she has a $500 million company, right? So she's like, I'm working until I make $500 million. Someone asked her what she actually does for work, and she sells 30-day fitness challenges and PDFs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
I mean, it depends how much she's got them for, but people do buy stuff like that,
and I'm
right?
like, but she's not a coach or a trainer. It's just
Oh.
it's like an e-com business.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a lot of PDFs for
That's a lot of
$500 million.
PDFs, it
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a rabbit hole. So
Isn't it though?
That's my life. I'm driving children around to activities
watching maths.
and watching maths.
And watching maths.
That's my week.
I love that for you, Mon.
Yeah. What about you, Cal? Let's change the subject. Hopefully you've thought of something good by now. I waffled on long enough to give you ample time.
I was just so invested in the story.
I'm just going to start sending you some of the dodgy shorts, like this dodgy reels.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm all here for it.
You can just watch that instead of actually committing to the
Yeah,
show, because once
yeah.
you're in, you're done.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could have time for. Anyway, I've really not done anything this week.
Yeah.
What I have done, that's a lie. When I say I haven't done anything, I actually purposely have not done some things. And that's really hard for me. And last week I felt like I was like really on the edge of like burning myself out hardcore. And I said I have not been sleeping well since I got back from the US, which is stupid because I'm on more food and like generally speaking that can helps you and all the things. Anyway, so long story short, I said to Lee, I actually think it's because I've been working until like 8 o'clock at night every night. And so my mind is just like constantly like, I go to bed, but I'm still thinking about work. It's just too close to bedtime for me and so it takes my brain a good 2 hours to slow down. And then it takes me time to fall asleep. So I'm falling asleep at like 11 o'clock and I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to come in here. And so I said to Lee, all right, I have to slow down. So I think it was Monday I got home and I had like a mini meltdown about, I was saying to him, like, I want to be like this successful coach and things like that. And I know to be successful, to some extent, you've got to push really hard. But I also know I need to like look after myself as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really struggling finding where this is, like when it's time to push hard and when it's time to slow down, and like what that even looks like, I don't know, because when I'm trying to chill out, it's like I could be doing this, I could have done that in this time, like, yeah. So I'm just constantly like on this like high thing. So I made myself not do some stuff this week, which was really hard, but also I feel better today. Usually today I'm like ridiculously tired and I'm not too bad today. So,
Yeah.
But I went and saw Ree on Tuesday, had a massage. I haven't had a massage or physio for a really long time. And I was telling Paul that like I'm always pulling up, I'm really sore at the moment. And when he's like, you know, make sure you're checking this, make sure you're checking that, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, yep, tick, tick, tick. And then I'm like, I haven't had physio since I went, just before I went to the US. So I have not been to my physio for that long. And I also haven't had a massage for about 2 months. So I said, I feel like because I prioritize like my recovery through my prep so much, I'm always really onto it. So I have a sauna once a week. I was getting a massage every fortnight, and I was seeing my physio once the opposite fortnight of my massage. So I was always like looking after myself, and I just kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
So I've picked those things up. Saw Ree's given me. She said, I can't massage you. You're too sore. I need to do. So she did some spinal flow stuff and some access bars, and then she said, I've got this really good oil to help you get to sleep faster at night. And I started taking my magnesium and zinc at night again, and that hasn't really been working like it used to. So anyway, I said, I'm up for anything. And she gave the oil to me yesterday, and I tried it last night. She's like, you need to just like have a whiff of it. And then she said, put a spot on your feet and then rub your feet together and let it soak in. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes and you'll gone. And I'm like, yeah, okay, if you say so. Anyway, tried it last night, gone.
How
It
good
was
is
wonderful.
that?
It was wonderful. Wonderful. Fastest I've gone to sleep in the longest time. So, yeah.
Do you know what's in it?
It's valerian.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. From doTERRA,
Yeah.
whatever that brand is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because apparently, I learnt this yesterday too. It's one of the only like graded, like proper oil things, which is why it's so popular.
Yeah,
So-
and expensive as well.
super expensive, but
Because of what it is.
worth it.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah,
Bailey,
definitely worth
kind of
it,
like
yeah.
Bailey supplements, which I also got last week. So as soon as we finished that podcast with Hayley, I ordered her wild minerals straight away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I definitely would not be getting enough of those. So
Yeah.
I've been having them every day as well.
Nice.
And I have a creatine every day anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe it's like a combination
Yeah.
of me starting to like get my shit back
Yeah,
together.
definitely.
Of course, it makes sense though. You've done all
Doesn't
this
it?
beautiful self-care and then just stopped because the prep goal stopped, so you stopped that as well.
It wasn't the prep goal though. It was like I just threw myself so hard into work.
Yeah.
Like too much. Yeah. So I was doing like 14-hour days, and it was just I just prioritized getting my business back to where I wanted it over myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So this week I didn't do a lot purposefully.
Yeah,
That's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Carrie?
Oh, I'll tell you what I will talk about is I went doing that CrossFit comp on Saturday.
Yeah, how'd you go?
Yes, it wasn't actually a competition as such. It was like a big charity workout.
I saw the park.
Yeah, so bloody hell. I was like, I hadn't got a clue what it was going to be. So the option was either do burpees for an hour or
That's what it was.
or clean and jerks for an hour. And then we ended up doing a combination. So we ended up doing like burpees, clean and jerks for the full hour. But it was actually okay. And I survived.
You looked really good with the video I saw.
Yeah, so
My client was there too.
who was that?
Chloe. Her name's Chloe
Yeah, okay.
Wellness. Yeah.
Yeah. Does she know the lady who the charity was for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the answer to
Yeah,
that.
so it was on behalf of Jade Sharp, who's a gymnastics and a CrossFit coach down at Bribey Island. And she's only, a year younger than me, sorry. Yeah, and she got diagnosed with breast cancer, but then found out she had an aggressive type of it.
Oh.
But yeah, beautiful lady, so humble, and she did a little speech at the end.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was great. That actually raised quite a lot of money.
Oh, good.
And then there was 2 actually businesses on the island who they matched whatever the workout made.
Oh,
So
wow.
they made quite a lot.
That's great.
Yeah. But just like watching her and her strength and talking about like how much a community means, because that's what it was. Like CrossFit is a massive community and people always seem to get together.
Yeah.
So it's just beautiful when you actually because we drove down to Bribey, it's like 1 hour away.
Yeah.
Paid some money to do it, but it's worth it when you can see the impact it actually has on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my Saturday. So it was just nice because I caught up with some old CrossFit friends as well.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to spend some time with them.
That sounds awful. Like the friend thing sounds lovely, but an
Yeah.
hour of burpees.
Yeah, no.
Who programmed this?
Burpees, period. No.
It sounds awful.
It's a hard no for
Do
me.
you know what? I really enjoyed
I'll do the
it.
cleaning. I'll do the cleaning jokes.
You
anyway.
have mental issues.
Actually, when I
got
did my
problems.
check-in, I did my check-in this morning. I actually was talking about that. I actually love doing something which pushes me.
Yeah.
Where mentally my brain's going to go, you just got to fucking keep going the whole
Yeah.
time. Like, I really enjoy that, and I've realised that that's what drives me.
Yeah.
And when it's like, oh, kind of not there, I don't think I have that same motivation with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You're wild.
I've got
That's-
little sister syndrome.
That's why when you're in prep, you're in prep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
So when you feel that
completely.
passion, that's that drive, that like little.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, if I start a prep, it has to be the right time as well.
That's what I mean. Like when you're in it, you're in it. Like
You're completely in it. Yeah, completely like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Like nothing will get in my way. It never has done in any prep. So yeah, it's just good that my mindset does actually switch to that.
Yeah.
But it's same like I suppose doing like CrossFit, my ultra running.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like I know I had a lot going on, but at the same time,
You've got that laser
I have the
focus.
passion for every single thing to do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoy that kind of mental barrier as well. Yeah. So that was my weekend anyway.
Love that.
Yeah. I will say as well, my daughter started uni on Tuesday.
I
Did
saw
she
her
get a
photo in her
jacket?
shirt. She looks so cute.
So it was just like orientation day. But she came back and she's just like overwhelmed by the fact that
Yeah.
because what she's done, she's switched the computer on. She's just seen modules, all different things, what she has to do before she starts next week.
Yeah.
And typical child does not listen to the mother because what do I know about studying? So I'm just like break it down. Like just read one thing at a time, but will not listen.
Yeah.
But hopefully she will do.
She'll have to very quickly.
Yeah.
But also too, her first year, her first subjects,
Yeah.
they understand that most of you guys are school leavers and
Yeah.
they take it slow, but then it'll ramp up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting, yeah. So it's just nice. Yeah, she's all grown up now.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Is she feeling excited though? Like I saw that photo of her in a shirt. It was
Yeah.
really cute.
Yeah, she's excited. But again, like, still doesn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously new people, like, it's not the comfort of school anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You're going into, like, that in the big smoke now, isn't it? You're working.
Yeah.
You're studying.
Yeah.
Because she's doing nursing. So there is, like, there's mature students also
Yeah.
in her class. So there's school leavers, mature students. So it's a bit of a combination. So it's not just like they're all school leavers.
That's a good thing, though,
Yeah.
I think. Like, really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
good space for them to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also good too because it's like you learn really quickly what type of student you want to be as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to figure it out because like there's no teachers telling you didn't do your homework. Where is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's you didn't hand it on time, you fail. Like it's that like cutthroat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So you don't have
It's
to.
just
No one's ticking
different
your
because it's independent, right?
no one's
yeah.
ticking your name off a roll. Like,
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to class, you don't have to go to class. No one's making you. So it's really eye opening in that regard too,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's exciting.
It is.
Love it.
Okay, ladies, we'll get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about tracking. So I think when people like get into any kind of fitness goal and then they start to combine nutrition as well, this is something that will possibly come up and then people get really confused. So I think today we're going to really talk about breaking it down and actually what is tracking. So tracking, macro tracking is a form of inputting what you're eating as data into an app where you can even write it down. And then it's a way of actually collecting data to help to like work towards your goals as well. So understanding how much you should be eating, how it makes you feel even, how much energy, and just making sure that you have enough of each macronutrient to get you towards your goals as well. But I know in my experience too, when anybody say, so for instance, MyFitnessPal is a very popular macro tracking app. And when someone opens it, it just looks like it's the Matrix to some people because it's just so confusing. I was quite lucky in the fact that I got it straight away.
Yeah.
So just something clicked with me. But I know for a lot of people that is not the case. So yeah, it's hard in the first place to actually get someone to understand okay, this is not something which you will pick up in
Straight
one day.
away,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just something that you need to really, really work on and just be patient as well.
Yeah, I think most people do, open it up, get really overwhelmed with it, and then be like, I don't know how to do this. And it's like, well, you're never going to know unless you start doing it. Unfortunately, it's not one of those ones where you can go to school and like be like, this is how you do this and this is how you, like, you really have to just start like using it and inputting foods, and it's not going to be right, and you've got to be okay with that, and you've got to find mistakes along the way, and you've got to, you know, really put the time into learning those bits and pieces. And I don't know what people think, like they're going to break it or something, and they're like, oh no, but I did it wrong. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
I think it's that perfection piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
People thinking they have to be perfect straight away.
Yeah. So it's like, I just literally just want you to start using it. That's the first 2 weeks of you doing your nutrition is that. But unfortunately, sometimes that's not what they want to hear, because they want to start hitting goals straight away, right? So it's like, well, it is a goal because you're learning.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really good tool to start learning about your food and your nutrition.
It's also important to understand that you can't get a plan that's going to work without knowing what you're doing already.
Yeah.
You can't jump across that. You've got to like at least write it down. If you don't know the MyFitnessPal, it's too overwhelming, at least start writing it down.
Yeah.
And start getting bits and pieces and going, oh well, I'm just going to track my breakfast.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day I'll write down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day you do a little bit more and just slowly build into it and just get used to it that way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like you said, if you don't do it, how can we move to the next step?
Yeah.
We've got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like food logging's a great place to start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like just write it down, and then you can start whatever you've wrote down, then transfer it even into an app then.
Yeah.
Where it'll start calculating some amounts for you as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the books? Can you buy the books anymore?
Yeah, you can.
You can still
I
get the books?
literally have a couple downstairs actually.
Yeah.
So I have, like, there's been older clients that I have that just are not interested in apps at all and don't want to learn them. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're not going to do that, then use this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll give them. It's got macros, like nutrition chart and a training chart, so they can write down their sets and reps in there and their food for the day
That's really
with
good.
macros and stuff. Yeah.
I think that's important too. If tracking food isn't just data entry into an app, there's other ways you can do it, because you don't want that to be, like you said, it feels like the Matrix. You don't want it to be like this big, overwhelming, consuming thing that then people go. Because I know some people who very much go, as soon as there's like an element that's too hard, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So if there's ways around
Throw
it.
their hands up straight away.
Yep.
Yeah. It is a good blocker for people.
Yeah.
Like, if they want an excuse, it can be. But I think we were also going to dive into as well, I think that tracking has a really bad reputation about being obsessive or creating like food issues with people, eating issues. And I think that it's the way that people perceive it that is part of the problem.
Yeah.
And I've said this to a few clients more recently as well. I actually just track period now. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm in season, out of season, whatever season is going on. And even when I'm not so focused on competing, I will probably still track my food, because I know that when I went off for a week, I had a week off over Christmas time, I know that I didn't prioritize my protein. Like, I know I didn't prioritize my protein. I also don't know what protein I was consuming, but I was still training as hard, and I felt like absolute shit. Like, I felt like shit. I didn't necessarily go out and eat crap, but I just didn't eat as much protein as I would normally eat. And I think that people forget that it's not just about dieting. It's about making sure that you're fueling yourself properly and that you're getting the right kind of balance of foods. Like, it really helps with that, to bring you back to that with such an abundance of food available to us.
When it comes to people being worried about creating food issues around the tracking, I think the first thing to ask yourself is, do I have an addictive personality? Is this something that I need to be worried about to begin with? Because for 99% of people, it's not.
Yeah.
And it's like with your bank, if you want to save money, you have to track your spending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you then get addicted to that? Like, realistically ask yourself, do I have an addictive personality?
Yeah.
Is that going to be something I need to flag?
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well is, like, why are you tracking in the first place?
Yeah.
Is it for health? Is it for body composition? Like, is it just to learn about what food you are eating?
Yeah.
Because you don't always have to be on a diet to actually start, like, learning about food.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it gets the bad rap. It's like, the only time I track is when I'm dieting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole focus is, this is going to get me smaller, leaner, and not actually focusing on, okay, whatever protein I'm consuming, it's all the building blocks of my body. This is actually going to help me grow. It's actually going to help me recover.
Yes.
When you talk about carbohydrates, fats, they don't actually think of it as fuel.
Yeah.
But also, it's more just like, how am I going to get smaller from using this app? So I think if they switch the mentality of why you actually use it, I think it would solve a lot of people's issues they have with it.
Well, it's like when I first started with Paul and I said, I eat healthy. And that was my version of healthy, as in, like, I was following all the stuff on Instagram and Facebook, whatever it was then. And it was all like, I'm going to have a slice of toast with avocado on it and an egg, because that's what everyone says is healthy. When you start tracking that, you're like, there's fuck all protein in that. Like, so I'm not supporting my goals. I'm not supporting my growth. I'm not supporting anything real. Like, because protein is so underused in most people who start tracking with me, women in particular, are eating like 70 grams a day, which is terrible. So I think that, because it's a satiating protein, is satiating as well. So then that comes into the overeating side of things as well. So there's just so many elements to it that have nothing to do with weight loss at all. It's just you can just focus on your health and track your food.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Paul did his nutrition seminar at Easy Fit last night.
Yeah. And
one of the subjects that he talked about was, I eat, like, people always say that I eat healthy.
Yeah.
And food that's quote unquote healthy or good for you might not be goal specific. Because your goal could be, like we've talked about, weight loss, so you need to be in a calorie deficit. And your avocado and eggs in the morning might be amazing, but if you're wanting to be in a calorie deficit, it's probably not the best way to start your day. But on the flip side of that, it could be someone who's training for endurance and performance. So that avocado and eggs before you go for a big run, is it going to be helpful? Maybe, maybe not. You probably need more carbohydrates because you want this big, so just because healthy doesn't mean it's the right choice.
Yes.
And you don't know these things unless you learn, unless you start to track and start to understand. And the goal isn't to track forever.
No.
The goal is to be educated enough so that then you can go, you know what, I really know. I can look at that plate. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
We're measuring out something because we want about 100 grams something, and you get it so damn close.
Yeah.
Because you've done it long enough.
Yeah.
So you know that chicken breast you've measured out has about 28 grams of protein in it because you've done it plenty of times. You don't need to track it. You're across it. Yeah,
Jakey.
Like, how many clients have actually thanked you after when they've actually got how to track?
Yeah.
Because I used to train 2 Norwegian students, and they kept saying to me, it's a pain in the ass, I can't get it, it's just too time consuming. Yeah. And then it clicked. And it was like, I am so thankful that you made us stick it out.
Yeah.
Because, like, they've gone back to Norway now, and they can track the food. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know, like, how to eat, what is in what foods, and then, like, one's powerlifting, one's doing something else. So
so different goals too, right?
And so they know how to support their own goals now, and you can't unlearn this, can you?
No.
So once you've learned it, that's it. And you just got to put the hard yards in at the beginning, and then obviously it's just going to get it then.
It was so funny because, like I was telling you guys, my mum did my 21-day challenge, and she made all those amazing improvements, and she's still coaching with me now. And she was literally talking to me last week, and she goes, it is like, because my mum's tracked for years. She is well adverse across tracking. She knows exactly how to track all the things, and because she knows how to track, she went off of tracking because she knows how much is in things and what to eat. And she goes, but after doing that being off of it for 2 years, she goes, it is shocking how out of touch you get with it.
Yeah.
So she's jumped back in because she's like, I need to know what I'm eating again. And she's like, I was well and truly underestimating how much food I was eating.
Yeah.
Portion sizes were a thing. Even like the amount of protein she was consuming. She has been doing this for a long time, and she's lost weight heaps of times, and she's, do you know what I mean? Like, changed her lifestyle heaps of times. So she knows. But she's like, the best thing is because I know, I can just pick this up now and revisit it. And it's like a cleanup kind of thing. So it's like, all right, let's work out what we are actually doing here. And when she's looked at it, she's gone, oh, that explains why X, Y, Z. Yeah.
It's a skill for life.
It is.
And it's even something that you can actually learn when you're older as well.
Yes.
Like one of my older clients, she's in the 60s, so I've got a few clients who are in the 60s, and she's actually a whiz now on MyFitnessPal. But she goes upstairs into her office and puts it on her computer rather than the phone because she just finds it difficult to input it on a phone. And so many times in her learning process, she used to come in with a printout of things on MyFitnessPal, and we go through it, tick it off, and then...
That's great.
But she got it. Do you know what I mean? So she didn't understand it at first, and yes, it did her head in, annoyed her, but she got it. And now, like, she's eating out, she can do different things, and she's actually maintained her weight now for over a year.
Yeah.
Like, she lost 10 kilos, and she's just kept it off the whole time now.
Yeah, perfect.
Just because she knows,
what
understands what her body needs at this point now and how much. So it's been great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lee does that. So we don't use MyFitnessPal anymore. I got absolutely jack of it being stupid, and the food bank in there is out of control. And so we moved over to my Net Diary, and you can actually add your clients on there.
Yeah.
So like I have like a list of clients, and it tells me if they've tracked for the week and all the things. So I moved over to that last year, and so did Lee. And Lee does the same thing. He gets on the computer and he finds it much easier to just fill it out on the computer. So he fills it out on the computer the night before, and then it's on his phone for the next day.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's there. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. He's on it. All over it. Coming from a guy who was never going to track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Money remembers.
But also too, like, don't overcomplicate it. So I think that's another big barrier for people is they go, but how do I enter my 15 ingredient stir fry? And while you're learning it, just don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Don't try to create all these crazy things.
Also, you don't need a 15 ingredient stuff, right?
No, you don't. But if you are doing recipes and you do recipes often, you can input a recipe as a thing in there and make it easier. But yeah, just don't overcomplicate it for yourself.
Yeah.
And if using the computer that's a great option.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bigger as well. As our eyes get worse as we get older.
Absolutely.
It's just easier to
Big
see
text,
it.
Yeah. It's not like your phone's like out with one eye. You know?
Oh my God.
I'm at that stage yet.
Paul is.
I tease Paul all the time. I'm like, what was that?
He needs to
every
wear his
day.
glasses.
It's so funny. Love it.
So one way I teach clients as well, like say if protein is an issue where they struggle to like always not get enough for the day.
Yes.
It's like, can you then like go back through your diary and like start adding protein as the first thing that goes in?
Yes.
For breakfast, go along, lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
And then go back again, add some carbs in there. And
Yes.
then again, add some fats in there.
Yeah.
And then have you got some veggies, your fruits, all different things. So it's a good way of, instead of like going meal by meal, just like put in like
The first element.
yes, and then go back again. And then
Yeah.
you just start building meals on top of that then.
Yeah. That's great. It's a great idea.
Yeah. It just helps sometimes where rather than getting to dinner and going, shit, like I've got 100 grams of protein left to eat.
Yeah.
So I've had nothing all day. It's actually making sure it's distributed and
Yeah.
you're not on that catch up at the end of the
Well,
day.
it's actually, I was actually reading something the other day, and this might be more appealing to men, I don't know, but your carbohydrate source throughout the day should actually be evenly spread out because it actually affects your testosterone levels. So if you're not, like if you're bunching all your carbs till the end of the night or whatever it is, and you're not spreading them out evenly through the day, testosterone levels are all thrown out as well. So like it affects your hormones how you distribute
Yeah.
your food as well. But it is generally speaking like a better idea for you to just like
Yeah.
evenly spread them out across the day. And then you don't feel like you're eating, like if you've got 100 grams of protein to eat at dinner time, you're not going to sleep good, hey? No way.
That's just an example of someone who probably doesn't eat a lot of protein in the first
Yes.
place, and they've just gone, okay, I'll have one egg.
Yes.
And then I'll have a spread of cottage cheese for my lunch, and by the time they get to dinner,
Yeah.
that's like...
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that
Yeah.
all the time, your sleep's probably shit too.
Yeah.
Because
There's nothing worse though than when you are tracking and you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh, I've got all this protein and I've got no fats left. Or
Yeah.
I've got
All this
something's
protein and
really
no
high,
carbohydrates,
something's really
or-
low,
yeah.
and it's like, how the hell do I make this work now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's near impossible.
Yeah.
So what you said there is a great idea. But it comes back to something we've said a million times before, and that's just be organised and plan
Yeah.
in advance.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for I've been tracking for probably 12 years now.
Yeah.
Like bodybuilding 10 years, but I actually started tracking before that.
Yeah.
Didn't understand macros quite as much, but I was just inputting things anyway.
Yeah.
And just...
At least you have a good record of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, that's what I love about my fit, or even whatever you're using, how it just saves like past entries in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say to my clients as well, it's not only good for the purpose of making sure you get your macronutrients, but if you ever have allergies, an upset stomach, anything
Yeah.
like that, something like that happens, you can go back and look at that too. Because if someone's constantly feeling, like for example, one of my clients, she was constantly getting sore joints, and it was random days. And she put it back to, like, what we did was kind of start looking back and go, okay, what's the common factor here? Like the day before, what were you eating, or the day of? And for her, it was like things like nightshade. So a lot of people are actually like intolerant to a lot of nightshade. So she was eating a lot of tomatoes, and there was something else as well, potatoes, some type of potato. Anyway, long story short, because she was tracking her food, she could remove those things one at a time.
Yeah.
So it's like an elimination diet essentially. But she worked out what it was that was causing the inflammation in her joints. So that's another good reason to track your food as well.
Yeah, it's a great
Well,
idea.
how much quicker is that than going and booking an appointment and seeing an allergy specialist?
How much
having all the
cheaper?
tests? Exactly, right? Get straight to the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And same with like someone's periods or someone's cycle.
Yes.
It's actually using your nutrition to kind of support that as well.
Yes.
Because if you track your period via an app, or even I just do mine in my Apple phone.
Yeah.
And then you put the data together with MyFitnessPal,
Yeah.
or whatever app you're using, you can actually sometimes, there is a trend in you're hungry.
Yes.
You're craving different types of food.
Yeah.
And if you track them both together, it's like next time that comes around, you can just like combat.
You're prepared for it.
Yeah, you are prepared for it, definitely.
But even like bad periods and good periods. So if you are having like a lot of pain through one of them,
Yeah.
like what was I eating that week
Yeah.
that may have been different from the previous, and maybe something else, but it's still a factor that you can go back and have a look on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a histamine allergy, which means my body doesn't get rid of histamine quite as like enough. Like, so if I have a buildup of histamine foods,
Yep.
then I'll have like a big kind of like allergy at the end of it.
Yeah, right.
So it's called histamine dumping. So like, say if I can't eat bananas, I can't eat pineapple, and what is the other one? So it's those two, or like a really ripe avocado. So if
so
I
sad.
eat any of these, it just like digests, like it
Really
feels like it's
poorly.
burning, and then my stomach contracts until it goes away.
Oh,
But this
wow.
took a long time to actually figure out what it was.
Yeah.
And then when I've gone down a rabbit hole of realizing what foods are high in histamine, the things that you would not think of. So bone broth, sauerkraut. So all the things
the
which
things
we
that
would
you get
use
told to eat,
for our
right?
gut. So they're actually high in histamine. Leftover food, so someone
Wow.
doing food prep.
Yeah.
So every time you cook something, put it in the fridge,
Yeah.
the histamine actually raises in that food as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So again, it's just like going back, and then for myself, I know what I can't eat.
Yes.
So if anybody else is having any kind of symptoms, then you can start like piecing together
Yeah.
like what actually reacts with me.
Yeah.
And actually histamine allergies actually increase in females when they hit perimenopause and menopause.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it's crazy, honestly. So someone who might
I
have
love
had...
your rabbit holes, Kerry.
Someone who might have had like a small allergy could start like increasing as they age as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so interesting.
It is interesting.
But again, lucky you track your food because now you know. I know, like, Lee was having gut problems and he was, you know, he was refusing to track for years when I started this. And now that he's tracking, he knows what to stay away from or not have as much of. And it's like, you could have solved this. You went through all this, like, discomfort for years because you refused to track your food. Now you know what you're eating, and it's so much easier to pinpoint, that's why I feel like shit today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stomach is that sensitive to banana that when we was in Melbourne for Shelley's last comp, she got this Ben & Jerry's banana ice cream. But I didn't even think about it. And she said, do you want to taste? And I literally had...
Yeah, because you don't think it's got real banana in there, right?
A spoonful of it, and it had banana puree in it, which I didn't realise until 1 a.m. I was like, oh my God, my stomach was killing me. And then it started off, and then we had to go to the chemist the day after for antihistamines.
I did message you, and you were like, well, this is how my day is going, because you had other stuff happen that weekend too.
Oh my God, but yeah. So from a tiny amount of banana puree in that, it actually caused a massive reaction.
Wow, so your body's really sensitive to it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. That's a good point, though, too. When you're tracking your food, you're probably going to also be more inclined to start looking at ingredient panels on things as well.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to generally be better across what you're eating as a whole.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I know someone really close to me who struggles a lot with adult acne and was having their greens powders every single morning and found out that one of the main things in greens powders is a contributor to adult acne.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
And would not have known if they weren't really, like, the doctor was like, you need to go through all your stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe she might have found out sooner, who knows? But by being able to go back through and go, what am I having every day? What's potentially, able to then read nutrition panels and understand.
Yeah.
But again, like, you think, it's a healthy source.
Absolutely.
You would not even think that would be something what's contributing to, like, because normally when your skin reacts to something, it's something from your gut, isn't it?
Yeah, naughty food.
Yeah, chocolate or, ice cream.
But you think about, like, sauerkraut for you is not great for your body, but it's one of those things at the moment, like,
it's very trendy.
gut health
and kombucha as well. So all fermented drinks or food.
Yeah.
Because one of my clients, she had 4 kombuchas one day. And that actually...
Oh, my God.
But she was thinking, it's healthy, it's kombucha. And she had stomachache that night, and I actually explained to her about foods high in histamine. And you got to be careful of, like, sometimes it's a dosage. So it's not like if you have one thing. So if you have multiple different things, it just, like, builds up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, I guess, is, like, people who don't understand all of that are going to go out, have sauerkraut in the day, like, a kombucha, and then potentially some yogurt or and they've got all these bacteria, which bacteria in your stomach is good, and we want that stuff there, but we also don't want that much there. Yeah, that's interesting.
There's a funny meme, and it talks about like, I'll just try that food one more time to see how my stomach.
I've seen that.
Which I understand, like, if something that you've enjoyed for all of your life now becomes something which is a trigger food, it would be hard to give up.
I do feel sorry for you about bananas and pineapples. They're like some of the best fruits. Do
you know what? I actually found out when I went to Decisions probably 10 years ago when it opened.
Acai bowls.
We used to have the acai bowls. And we used to go after a big leg session.
You knew exactly what was happening then.
So I used to go leg session Easy Fit. I used to go with your mum. Yeah, so we all went from, like, we used to train with from Leon's, went to Decisions, this big, massive acai bowl, because they were, like, just out, really popular. I would then spend the day in fucking bed with stomachache. Yeah. And I kept thinking, what is it? And I kept thinking, because there was like a citrus fruit on top. Was it the acidic from the orange, whatever was on top? But then realising that they actually put frozen banana inside of those. Yeah. And it's only probably weeks later where I actually ate some banana, and that was the one thing that actually really hurt my stomach then. So I was like, okay, I can't eat this anymore.
Yeah, wow.
It's funny because, like, when I get my clients to start tracking, did they come back with you sometimes and be like, oh, did you know this?
Yes.
Like, that's the best. I love it. It's like, I did. Like, so when you came to me and you said, I ate healthy, I eat acai bowls every morning, it's like, that's like 700 calories.
It's even the, like, granola in the morning. I think that's it. all those foods that are health foods, and so we said at the very start here, just because good health and healthy doesn't mean it's conducive to your goals and the outcome you're trying to achieve. Because a granola, if you go buy a beautiful granola from the shops and have one serve, let's be real, no one's having a 30-gram serve of that. You're probably having 100. The calories in that are wild.
Yeah, because it's full of nuts and seeds, which are high in fats, which is your highest macro,
but then
right?
to toast it,
then
they're covering it in oil,
and
you're getting the maple syrup flavoured one.
Don't forget the chocolate bits in there, and
like you can see, that goes back to the did you know? Oh my god! And yes.
They'll just top it with some Koyo yogurt.
Yes.
And some peanut butter.
Koyo's a massive one. When because I put a post up, it was like 2 years ago, about the difference between Chobani and Koyo.
Yeah.
The amount of messages I got off of that, they're like, oh my fucking God, I am not eating that anymore. And I'm like, I'm not telling you not to eat it because moderation, it just has to fit with what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like you can fit those things in still, like acai bowls, but you just need to be aware of it. Like where it sits for you in your day.
Koyo is good if you're on keto, and that's probably about it, to be honest. It's so high in fat.
That's why it's important to read nutrition labels. Because if you put two things together, you'd see Koyo has very low protein, high fat. And then look at the Chobani 0% one, where the protein, it's like 17 grams per, was it 100 and something grams?
160.
And the fat's lower. Do you know what I mean? So for your
it's
goals,
like 2 grams of fat or something.
So using that as a protein source, you've got to read it and not expect the same type of food to have the same things in it.
Which is a good point. I always bring up with my clients. Like I've had my client come to me before and go, oh, look at the difference in these, foods. And I'm like, yeah, but that one's a 40-gram serve and that one's a 55-gram serve. I'm like, if you're comparing things together, like Koyo yogurt and Chobani, look at the per 100-gram serve, because then you've got one
And that's a really valid point too, because when people scan it and then they're going off the one serve, is that actually what you're having? We talked about this before, like peanut butter, like what a serve of peanut butter is versus what people actually have.
It's actually really depressing.
So it's like actually either use your 100 grams or if you're tracking, track it as 1 gram times by 250 if you're having 250 grams or something. Stop looking at serving sizes because it's not helpful.
No.
It's too confusing.
It's like I was complaining about this the other day. The Table of Plenty biscuits when they're like the rice cakes with the chocolate topping. So you get 2 like big ones in a packet together. If you scan that, it comes up as 1 serving, right? So you scan it, you book it, 1 serving, yep, cool, you eat both the biscuits, only to learn that it's actually 1 serving is one of those biscuits.
Exactly.
And it's like... I'm like, who the fuck's opening this and only eating 1 out of there? No one is doing that.
That was like those protein cookies.
Yes, the Larry and what's her name?
And they're the same. I remember
it's like for half a cookie, isn't it? The 1 serving is half a cookie.
Who the hell is eating half a cookie?
No one.
No.
That's the same with the
12s.
Throw your pizza as well.
I'm
sure the scan is like for half of it. So then you've got to put like the double amount in to make the whole pizza then.
Sometimes like if it sounds too good to be true,
it probably
is. And if it's marketed as a diet type food,
it's probably shit.
It's probably shit and probably stay away from it. Like really.
Literally what I say to everyone, I'm like, if it's got low in carbs, forget it. Like chances are it's a shit. What do you call it, Monica?
Chemical shitstorm.
Chemical shitstorm. I always use that's one of my favourite sayings.
But like even Paul at the seminar last night did a comparison of a grilled. Like we all love a grilled burger. I the Simply Grilled as an example. Simply Grilled on traditional white bun versus a Simply Grilled on the low carb bun, and was asking like, which one's a better option? Yeah,
because so many people go for the low carb.
Yeah, but when you actually look at the calories
comparatively,
on it, the original on the white bun is way better by calories because the one on the low carb bun is full of fat. Apparently, the low carb bun, it's not even a bun, it's like a wafer.
Yeah.
It's so thin.
It's so thin, but it's predominantly made on coconut cream. So that's why it tastes the way it tastes. But it's
literally
so much
higher in
fat.
calories. Yeah.
It's so depressing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'd much rather eat the panini.
Right. But then also the same can be said for the fries. Is people choose sweet potato fries as a healthier option, and a lot of the time they're higher in calories again.
Yeah.
It's like stop.
If I'm going out
just
for
to
grilled,
health.
I'm going out for grilled, right?
Yeah.
Those zucchini ones are the devil, honestly. They're worse than any. There are actually more calories in those than the
Yeah, because
other two
you look
chips.
at the
And there's
stuff
zucchini.
that's all
Yeah.
over it.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
because
Because
they're
they're just
crumb.
deep fried and they've got crumbed on there.
Yeah.
But imagine like a zucchini is quite absorbent as well, so it will
Yeah.
just soak in all that fat.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I feel like most of the fats from chips, like takeout chips, are from the oil that they're cooked in, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a majority of why.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're getting like oven, like you're chopping your own potatoes up and putting some rosemary and some salt on them, and cooking it in the oven or the air fryer, it's gonna be 10 times healthier because you're not cooking it in the oil.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's the thing too, isn't it? Imagine you go onto grilled and you're going, I'm being really good with my food, I'm being really healthy, I'm doing all the right things, I'm getting a simply grilled burger on a low carb bun, and I'm gonna have zucchini fries because it's a better option.
Yeah.
And you walk out having done an extra 300 calories.
Yeah.
On your
Yeah.
better option.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I reckon probably more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah,
honestly.
a lot. Like a meal's worth
And then,
more.
and then because you're being so healthy, you're going to have a kombucha drink instead of your
A Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is why tracking is so important, because it helps you understand this.
Yeah.
Because grill's really good, isn't it? Because
I love grilled.
most of the inputs are in MyFitnessPal or other tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on their website as well,
Yeah.
so you can actually go
They
on and
are
look
very
at the nutritional
detailed.
table for everything.
Yeah. Also, be very aware of human error. Like, I don't know how many 16-year-old kids are really giving a shit about how much sauce they're putting on your burger.
Or how much grams the patties are.
Yeah, so there's absolute margin for error. But if you're talking general lifestyle,
Yeah.
this is, it's
It's not
perfect.
something you're going to do in contest prep, but outside of that, and you want to stick to your tracking habits, then
Great.
yeah, which is what I do. I'm just like, cool, simply grilled burger, chips, because I mean, no one's putting the same amount of chips in either, right?
Exactly. Right, you got to be careful with that. But, like, yeah, imagine, oh my God, I didn't even know zucchini fries were a thing.
They're actually
Yeah,
delicious, to be
they're
honest.
so they are so good.
Yeah. They're just
Which is
way
why
too
they're
much in
also the
calories.
devil, because
Yeah.
it's so easy. Like if I get because I just get the white potato ones because I
Yeah.
just love them. I won't eat the whole thing. Like there are plenty of times where I leave chips out. If I have those zucchini ones, I eat the whole lot because they're
tasty,
moreish. It's terrible.
Oh, that's so funny.
I've just consumed 10 times more calories than I needed to because I would have stopped
Yeah.
myself with the white potato ones.
Is that wild?
Yeah.
I don't get out much.
Simply Grilled's our go-to. And then because Lee's in prep now, we had our last Simply Grilled just before he went into prep, and I am now not allowed to consume it. It's our family rule.
Yeah, okay.
We are not allowed to consume it while each other are on prep. So
What's your grilled order, Kerry?
sweet chili chicken on panini.
Nice.
nice.
That's my favourite. Sometimes I might have the
Brie?
the mustard one.
Oh,
Pickled mustard, that's my
Yes,
favourite
I
one.
love that one too.
Yeah.
See,
Depends
I'm
what
just-
mood I'm in,
either.
but generally it is the chicken one.
I'm just a Simply Grilled with cheese girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil's a big Queenslander.
Oh, it's a big burger,
It's not anymore.
isn't it?
I think, honestly, it was big when it first came out.
Yeah.
Now, like anything, it shrunk.
What's the
Did they update their calories?
Probably not.
Probably not.
So really,
Same calories.
So really, it's a better option compared to the calories. No, it's gone so much smaller.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Anything else?
That's good, ladies.
Yeah, I think we covered off.
I think
most
just
things.
if you're not doing it, just start.
Yeah.
Just start playing, start learning.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared, but also don't try and make it perfect.
Oh no.
Just forget about that. Just if you're not in contest prep, forget about it being.
Yeah.
And also, actually, it's a good point too. Is with MyFitnessPal, be really careful when you're entering data.
Starting.
That it's telling you, oh, now you can eat this much.
Yeah.
Like it does the weird breakdown where it calculates your exercise.
Yeah,
calories.
add your exercise calories back in.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just make sure your settings are set up for things like that.
You can't actually change that one now unless you're on
Yeah, I
premium.
was
They
gonna
just
say that.
changed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it's that used to be
I
a thing,
had this.
didn't it?
Yeah, I had the same problem with one of my clients this literally last week, and she's like, "This isn't pulling across properly. It's not pulling across my exercise calories." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, you can go and change that. And then I went and, because I don't use it anymore, I went and Googled to find the instructions on how to change it, and you cannot change it now unless you're on premium. So it used to be free, now it's not.
That just seems weird.
Also, another reason why I don't use MyFitnessPal, because it got more expensive and more expensive
Yeah.
and more expensive, and to me it glitches more and more and more every time the price goes up, and I'm like, I'm out.
That's also weird though, because bringing across exercise calories, that would sound like that would be something you would want in premium, not something that you would not like for the free one. It's kind of backwards. It's like, we're going to add all these extra things that piss you off, and we'll let you get out of them, but you've got to pay to get out of them. It's just weird.
You also have to be careful with MyFitnessPal when you first enter your data into the front bit, and you're like, this is my age, this is my weight.
How much I want to lose.
How much I want to lose per week, because I know for a fact most people are going to put 1 kilo a week, because that seems to be the magic number here. It's going to put you on 1,200 calories.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, don't
And
do
it will
that.
give you 20% protein as well.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it always gives like the lowest like recommended to just keep you out of a deficiency. That's how it will give you.
Yeah.
So don't follow its guidance and guidelines. Use it purely like a calculator.
Yes.
To track what you're doing.
Yes.
And then get professional help and assistance outside of that.
Yeah. If anyone is really stuck on MyFitnessPal, I do have like a guide. So I can send that to anybody if they are interested, and just
nice, Carrie.
Yeah, and just in case they're stuck, because it just breaks down actually where to start and like how to add recipes and meals. So if anyone does really want it, just flick me a message and I can send it.
Nice. Love that.
Okay, ladies. Okay, that was a nice chat.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Good chat,
Good
Jakey
chat.
boy.
Good job,
Yeah,
Jake.
yeah. Thank you, Jakey.
Thank
yes.
you.
So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We can't wait. So next week we do have a special guest with us, which I cannot wait. Are we saying who it is?
You can say who it is.
So we have the amazing Kate Piper. She's going to be on and in studio with us. So I cannot wait to get her on the mic, and she can tell us what is going on with her life and a few special announcements as well.
Yeah.
So if you've liked this episode, please share to your stories, share to a friend. Until next time, Queen,
We got you.